If you're gardening for fresh organic produce to save money on your grocery bill, or you're just impatient for something delicious that you grew yourself, this episode is for you. Today we're diving into fast-growing vegetables, the kind that go from seed to your plate in a very short time, even as little as 3 to 4 weeks. Let's dig in. Welcome back to Homegrown, your backyard garden podcast. I'm your host, Kathy Rogers from Oak Hill Homestead, and today we're digging into fast-growing vegetables for your garden, no matter how much space you have. Yes, it really is possible to grow your own food in as little as 3 to 4 weeks. Growing your own food can bring an incredible amount of peace of mind. We've all seen those empty store shelves over the past couple of years, and that was a wake-up call. Gardening is about more than just tomatoes and cucumbers. It's about food security, health, and even hope. And while yes, some garden crops take months to mature, there are plenty of vegetables that grow fast. Really fast. Some can be on your plate in just 3 to 4 weeks, or even sooner. Let's talk about how to get those quick wins in your garden and into your kitchen. If you'd like a list of these fast-growing plants, you'll find it in the companion article on my website, Fast Growing Vegetables, How to Grow Food in as little as 3 to 4 weeks. I'll include the link in the show notes. Let's take a quick detour before we head out to the garden. Sprouts and microgreens are hands down the quickest foods you can grow, and there's no garden required. Sprouts like alfalfa, radish, and lentil are great choices for beginners, but you can also sprout mung beans and pea shoots and other seeds too. Sprouts can be grown in a simple jar on your kitchen counter, and some are ready to eat in just a few days. It's really easy. Choose a wide-mouthed jar that has been sterilized and add your seeds. You just need a tablespoon or so. Soak them in water for about 8 hours. Then drain, rinse them with fresh water again, and drain them again. A special sprouting lid is handy here. It's made of mesh so the seeds can drain easily and completely. Or you can cover the top of the jar with a piece of cheesecloth or muslin secured with a rubber band. Rinse and drain the seeds 2 to 3 times a day, allowing them to drain very well to prevent mold. Keep them in a cool place out of direct sunlight. They should begin sprouting in a few days and be ready to eat in just 3 to 7 days, depending on what kind of seeds you're using. Microgreens are just as easy. You grow them in a shallow tray of soil, and in about 3 to 4 weeks, you'll have nutrient-dense greens that are perfect for salads, sandwiches, or just a pretty garnish. Broccoli, spinach, radishes, peas, and sunflowers are just some of the seeds you can grow as microgreens. Avoid growing nightshade varieties such as tomatoes and peppers, as they can be toxic. To harvest, just snip the stems just above the soil, keeping them as clean as possible. Since microgreens don't store very well, cut only what you need and leave the rest for your next meal. Pea shoots are another great option. They're the young, tender tips of pea plants, and they taste just like fresh peas, crisp and slightly sweet. You can grow them just like microgreens in a shallow tray of soil, and they're usually ready to harvest in about 10 to 14 days. Snip the tops when they're about 4 to 6 inches tall, and enjoy them in salads or stir-fries. Sprouting seeds and seeds for microgreens are available to purchase online, or you can grow your own. I often let some of my radish plants go to seed so I can harvest the seeds just for sprouting. Sprouting and microgreens are a great way to grow food year-round, even in the winter, or if you don't have space outside. But if you do have a bit of outdoor space, or a few containers, you can grow so much more. Let's look at the fastest growing leafy greens that can go from seed to harvest in about a month or less. Here are some of my favorite quick-growing leafy greens. Arugula is ready to harvest in 20 to 40 days. Sow the seeds early and harvest just the outer leaves, letting the rest of the plant continue growing. You can harvest baby bok choy leaves in just 21 days. Full heads take closer to 45 to 60 days, so just harvest the leaves early for fast, delicious food. Baby kale leaves are ready in 25 days, and these plants can also keep growing all season. Harvest the outer leaves instead of the whole plant. This is called cut and come again growing. The plants will keep growing even after those outer leaves are removed. Mustard greens are also ready in about 25 days. Mustard doesn't like hot weather, so you need to plant this early in the spring. Looseleaf lettuce varieties can be harvested in 30 to 60 days, depending on the variety. Looseleaf lettuce is another cut-and-come-again crop. Cut the outer leaves and leave the plant to continue growing. Mesclun is a mix of greens. You can begin harvesting these in about 35 days. Baby spinach leaves are tender and ready in 37 to 45 days. Chinese cabbage can be ready to harvest in as little as 50 days. This is another plant that is ideal in cooler climates. The best part about growing these greens is that you don't need a big garden. Most of them will grow just fine in pots, buckets, even a kiddie pool, as long as they have good soil and drainage holes. If you have an empty spot or a whole row in your garden just waiting for the weather to warm up so you can plant tomatoes, peppers, or squash, don't let that space sit idle. While you're waiting for the soil to warm up or for your seedlings to get big enough to transplant, you can put that space to good use by growing a quick crop of fast-growing vegetables. Think baby greens, like that baby spinach that we just talked about, or even radishes. These crops are ready to harvest in under 30 days, and they're perfect for tucking into those open spaces right now. You'll get a bonus harvest before your main crop even goes in the ground. Just keep in mind a couple of timing tips. If you're growing radishes and lettuce together, for instance, plant the radishes about a week after you sow the lettuce seeds. That way, they mature around the same time, and you can harvest them both at once. If you plant them at the same time, your radishes will be ready to eat a week or more before the lettuce is. When you've harvested these quick crops, the space will be all set for your warm weather vegetables. It's a smart way to maximize your garden's productivity without wasting a single square foot. Next up, let's talk about quick-growing root crops and other vegetables. For instance, you can start harvesting green onions in just 20 to 30 days. Radishes are one of the fastest-growing vegetables, ready in as little as 21 days, depending on the variety you choose. Beet greens are ready in 30 days, and the roots in about 40 to 70. Beets are a great dual-purpose crop. You can eat both the leaves and the roots. The leaves are a good substitute for spinach, and you can put them in green smoothies too. Turnip greens are ready to harvest in 40 days, the roots in 60 days. This is another great dual-purpose crop. Green beans are ready in 40 to 65 days. Plant bush beans for a quicker harvest. Snow peas are ready in about 60 days. They love cool weather, so plant them early in the spring. You can also snip the tops of a few pea plants while you're harvesting these other fast-growing vegetables. Pea shoots are delicious, as we said before. Even if you're just starting out, these fast-growing crops are a great way to build your confidence and to get food on your table fast. Next, I have a few tips to keep in mind as you plan your quick-growing garden. Know your last frost date. That will help you time your plantings just right. Check your seed packets for the days to maturity. That's your best clue for how soon you can expect to harvest. And here's a secret. Look for words like early in the seed names, like early scarlet globe radish. That usually means a shorter growing season. You can also succession plant, planting seeds for the same crop every couple of weeks for a steady harvest over time instead of planting them all at once. And remember, your local weather, soil, and sun exposure will affect how fast your plants will grow, so be flexible and keep notes for next year. You really can harvest food from your garden in just 3 to 4 weeks, especially with sprouts, microgreens, and baby greens. Let's recap today's tips. Use your empty garden space now, even if it's reserved for warm weather crops later, by planting fast-growing vegetables like radishes and baby lettuce leaves. Find the fast-growing varieties by checking the seed packets for days to maturity, and look for words like early when you're choosing your varieties. You can stagger your plantings for a longer harvest window. This is called succession planting, and it works great with radishes, lettuce, and many other vegetables. Always keep your last frost date in mind so you can time your plantings just right. Some vegetables prefer cold spring weather, while others are more adaptable. And if you'd like a list of these fast-growing plants, you'll find it on my website, Oak Hill Homestead, in the article titled Fast Growing Vegetables, How to Grow Food in as Little as 3 to 4 Weeks. I'll include the link in the show notes. Whether you're growing in a raised bed or containers on the patio, you can start harvesting homegrown food in just a few weeks, and if you're growing sprouts or microgreens, even sooner. Fast-growing vegetables are perfect for new gardeners, frugal gardeners, and anyone who wants to dip a toe into growing food without waiting all season to see results. Thank you for hanging out with me in the garden today and learning about fast-growing vegetables that you can grow in your garden or in pots and containers. Get out there and grow something. If you liked today's episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. I'll see you next time on Homegrown, your backyard garden podcast.